For half a century, one man has defined and shaped the Esan music scene with his soul-stirring melodies and a sound that resonates deeply within his Esan nation and the soul of a new culture. Godly Showpromoter, musician, mentor, a legend, has become more than just an artist. He is the embodiment of a legacy that continues to inspire generations. This is the story of a man who didn't just create music, he created a movement.
I was born as far back as 1948. I was born to the family of Okudwaibo in Idumagwe, Efangyon Urumi.
Godly Showpromoter's love for music began at young age. Like many artists, Godly Showpromoter's musical journey began with a spark of inspiration, watching the legendary Sir Victor Wawafo. Captivated by his presence and musicianship, the young show promoter was driven to follow in his footsteps. Not long after, he became Wawafo's student, learning the craft and beginning his path in music.
Musicians who were having in Nigeria then were people like Ike Daro, late Sir Victor Wawafo, Anipola Kuti, Fela, so many others. But the man who inspired me into music was late Sir Victor Wawafo. Because I was at school then when he came to play at Urum in Wisdom Hotel at Urum. So when I watched him that day, in fact, I was fully impressed and grew much interest in music. So he is even my master in music, because I ran to Benin to look for him, and they directed me to Clement Wawafo. So I said, this was not the man I saw at Urum Derade. So, but I could not say it out. I pretended as if he's the one I'm looking for, being that equally is a musician. It was when I was with him, I was made to understand that he seniored Victor Wawafo. Later on, I left him to Victor Wawafo. That was the time when Victor Wawafo was having people like them Arumba. Arumba take and go Odrikoko. My name is Studio Kodua. I'm the junior brother show promoter. For all along, I've been with him. Even when he was in secondary school, I was even with him till he started this music. Then this music, I followed him. I played trumpet with him. I carried the high voice chorus with him too. For some time before I traveled to Benin, when I was not in Benin again.
My name is Mr. Emmanuel Ihono. On the video, how I know show promoter, which is Godly Showpromoter now, is my in-law. He married my senior sister. When he came to marry my senior sister, after everything, there where I follow my senior sister to his house. So I grew up with him. I stayed in his house. I go to primary school there, go to secondary school there, then learned this music, which I'm using to eat now in his house. So Godly Showpromoter is my in-law.
Joker boy. He's a junior brother to my late wife, Princess Madam Juliana Okodua. I took him to my house at that very early age. He was already in my house before I started having children. From my house, to go to primary school and so on. And that time too, it was following me to show. So I'm going to dance and so on. And by so doing, through the process, I taught him guitar, and he was with me. So at the time, he was playing with me. He said once he's matured, he wants to go and form his band or something like that. So he left my house to go and form his band.
Okay, so that way, many Dr. Afile, Mentorship Damena. Otana no me. Young maybe Showpromoter and me. I Master Showpromoter na. Me was guy for so many years as a musician. Merasi Showpromoter, yeah. Me see record see that I knew ni no go. Me rewona. Me that rewona that is season ben. Ipe ha bi uke so o me go season ben. Ida gbe pe a bi si Showpromoter.
You see that phase there where you have that tree there, that tree there, so that was the place where Afile was doing Folknizer. That pear tree there. That was where Afile opened his Folknizing work. I never knew that when we just came that overnight, when I kept the bus and my instruments here, that my tire punctured. So when Afile was just passing, he made the tire punctured. He just lost it on my behalf. On my behalf. He lost it to organize it. So when I woke up and it was the time for us to go for the show, I met my tire was loose. I thought whether thieves lose my tire. I said, what? Before later on, I saw Afile roll down the tire, and he told me it was the person who lost it, that he made the tire puncture. He just decided to lose it. So I thank you so much. That was my first major contact with Afile.
That time I was in Folknizer. And even when you again in Motors or LSE, Marana Showpromoter. So in Medal Folknizer. So Showpromoter am a story with Russian screen. And then Showpromoter give one baby to Oria. So that's made a shop. So we give on behalf of my master, I made the room that Bush Showpromoter some more screen mention. No me made a day by me by when I go. I go with a Basco. Any Basco. So we create over there, make a church, I give up banners over there. So when I'm born, I will give a move by when I go. So I mean, so anyone I'm going to Showpromoter self.
Godly Showpromoter. The first day, me musician. One drummer no sonachoi ekbu massacre. Ilo yo other one other me do hi. Ukikbe ka jona lekwe drum. O me da room de ashu wa wi se wa me da hey musician je won. O me da won de ashu wo wen mare gbono. O me da don hi ajo we ki oi. Again me da Showpromoter the first time.
Only Showpromoter na ni na tewon na. Ini na jakiri bon me hemo. O me da ohun me ba yan velo. But I remember my jakiri made out of the village. I think it's about only 2 people say when television is again. I think they're in black and white. I said the color they are not monkey da Tahana. So we do maja makiage telling. So manado makiage akati showpromoter. Okay, okay. We don't know so that time okay ati onuke no huana Jesu re nai. Jesu re no nuke na. Okay, okay. Agbo ze hon ko gbopo ne Bible to. As ze hon ko gbo so that be no onyo that art play. Me that e jama masabo no kananya. He so agbo ze go when e wo haka you be man na dago. Ano ma go bu are be ko short che. Ma ko hey are me ma go no kana ma go here na. So you ma here you ma do ahemo.
At a young age, Godly Showpromoter showed a love for learning, completing his primary school education with diligence and pride. His academic journey continued to Standard 5 in secondary school, a level of education that was both prestigious and rare for many in his generation.
I went to primary school at Waloke. I schooled at St. Raymond's Primary School at Waloke. There I schooled, I did my primary school, and not just in one place too, because at that my early age, that my primary school, that tender age, there was a time I attended primary 2 and primary 3 at Igwebe. I was serving my senior sister. My senior sister was a teaching mistress at Igwebe. I was there with him at Igwebe. Then I think St. Benedict Igwebe, so they call it. Then when I finished my primary school, I entered this school you call it Obidi now. It was a modern school then. I think they call it St. Teresa. I was attending a modern school. Immediately I finished my primary school. Because that time you don't enter into the secondary school as it is now. Then you have to do a pass interview to schools before they can admit you then. I sat for the entrance for Esan Grammar School at Ubiru. So by God's grace, I was able to pass the entrance. Then I went for the interview and I equally passed the interview. And then I left there to enter the Esan Grammar School. That I think that was as far back as 1964 that I went to Esan Grammar School. Then that modern school, 1963. I went to the modern school. Then I entered the Esan Grammar School, 1964. So I was at Esan Grammar School at that time when war broke out. He went to secondary school. After he finished secondary school, then he was teaching. He was doing the teaching at Benin. But later on, we get into that he's playing music with the Dausa, particularly Dausa at Benin and all. Later time, he come back home to establish his own.
I know my father, for all I know about him, he did not go to university. But I hope class 5. But he looked like somebody that attended university because he's a very brilliant man.
He's a tutor. He teach in Abudu Secondary School in Benin side before he married my sister. But when we are at home, then they will be saying it. I'm a teacher there. I see the creator, see the car, see everything. When he first teach. But alone I said, well, I still not teach, but mainly I can teacher because I had some of his trying to call teacher, they didn't want to retire, they want to be Sibori, they still come to be greeting. He left teacher without benefit and go and face music.
I just taught for only about 6 months or something like that. When I left school, that was in Benin, at Iyekorean, Ugo Iyekorean.
As he grew older, his passion turned into a mission. Godly Showpromoter pioneered Highlife music, a genre that would soon captivate the hearts of many in the Esan and beyond.
See, the people you can think play music in Esan then was somebody like late Ogbeni, Venerable Ogbeni. Venerable Ogbeni was a teacher. Not that he doesn't know how to play guitar. He doesn't, or he will just hold the box, just striking it like this. People will call him a musician. And somebody like Captain Manvetu and somebody like Kaladu, that one was selling palm wine. He just carried a bass guitar, just striking it anyhow, and they start singing Asian songs just for people to buy drinks. In the real sense, if you talk about music, I don't think there is any person who's not going to bring music to Esan land. Real music.
It was top 3. A wine, Godly Showpromoter, Awawa Hogi. Top 3 of the artists in the world, Mukeni Areni Agini, Godly Showpromoter, Kaladu and Mondebo. Then, Kaladu was not a musician. He was selling a palm wine, and he was opportune to have a bass guitar. He's a music lover. From there, other trained. Then, Showpromoter keep vibe. Showpromoter start band. When Showpromoter started band, after Showpromoter, Kaladu that vibe. I could remember. After Kaladu, Mondebo that vibe. Mondebo is with Sonny Okosu. So, Showpromoter, Oeka is Kaladu, instruments. But in locality, Kaladu has a kaya who is a shipamin. You understand? So Showpromoter, he was the first person to come limelight as a live band. Because I don't vibe, I don't be ouchi, you vibe now. You understand? Then from Igbo land. But Showpromoter was the first person to bring out instruments. Mondebo was seen with late Sonny Okosu. You understand? We know when Mondebo come. Showpromoter has already been existing. Then Kaladu has already been existing. But the first person to bring an instrument and start a band, it is Godly Showpromoter. Then we see a one man called Joker, Atukmekim Yoko. You understand? Those who come after Mondebo, they were doing it together.
Like this music, it was the one that also brought it in Uromi. I noted of them in late Mondebo, in blessed memory, then Kaladu, three of them. So that's why they say the Ozemire of Esan land, the Ozemire.
I am making a vow, Medana. Medada don't wine or send it. Medada don't walk in again. You already the first musician, Doka Musheke, the Urumina. That time, that your other be Kaladu. Pamio Ashen, the new road, also be room. So, in order more farm, okay, who on a farm, any. Okay, who on a farm. According to the story, okay, I will say, okay, who on a farm. Okay, but I don't know, Sulu here. So, but I always again for the music, those, Uromi, the Esan, Ben Meho, Showpromoter, or what Uru Mujaja. So, all Kamui music, Ben Meho, before you call the Kedo vibe. I think before Mondebo. So after at least I do before Mondebo, it's only
Beyond his success in music, Godly Showpromoter's leadership and impact on Esan people were recognized when he was bestowed with a prestigious chieftaincy title in Uromi Kingdom, Esan. Acknowledgement not only of his musical contributions, but of his role as a cultural ambassador and a pillar of his community.
This my chieftaincy title was given to me firstly. That's why I'm double chief. The National Esan Students Union. National Esan Students Union. About 14 years ago, they came and gave me this award of Chief Ozemire. Why that name was given to me? There are many things I can be proud of to say I've introduced in Esan land. For instance, I was the first man to buy the first photostatic machine in Esan land. I was the first man to buy camera for showing films. I was showing some educational films like Lady Macbeth, like Macbeth, Julius Caesar, to schools like Archipoli, AAU then. And I show other films to the public. I was the first man to start the business of ice cream in Esan land. I'm the founder of Esan Music. So with this, I was just at home when I saw the Esan National Union. They came, they said, they heard about my biography, and many of them, they are aware of the little quota I've done to the Esan land. So it was then they gave me that Chieftaincy title, Chief Ozemire. So I was bearing the name all this time along for the past 14 years. But the year 2022, I now met the Royal Highness, His Royal Highness, Edward II, Aslam, and he decides that to profound that my chieftaincy title and ordain me with the chief Ozemire, which the Esan national students gave to me that 2010. That's what I'm bearing today.
My name is Chief Albert Aimemona Edohe, the Edohe of Rome Kingdom. Showpromoter as one of our chiefs, he has working seriously hardly. Showpromoter is Ozemire of Rome Kingdom. He's a nice man that will be promoting Esan culture.
Ega na le chief ya le begwa so no je urome ma le be yo ma do re gbe ti ya Showpromoter ni o chief no title no so be begwa o Chief Ozemire of Esan land.
One day he called me, say, Emmanuel, yeah, your daddy. He said, I want to take a chief. I say, it's good because God will just say, now. You understand? So on the long run, he went to the palace. He's a citizen of the community and he's a law-abiding citizen. So the king screamed and checked that he's fit to be with him in his throne. So by the grace of God, they give him the opportunity to acquire the chief, and we celebrate with him.
Then when the Tana Meche Solomon and Hivepe, the F1 of Old Roman Kingdom, told that Omwema no John Kaim no Sama, told that person that Showpromoter is the Ozemire of Old Roman Kingdom. Always a manner in a wedding.
Make if you demuja okaka, the onogbo seri of Rupido. Onomon ma bude na Chief Ozemire. Put a kingdom. All the get up on now.
Can you sound this tender? So this month, we came here to celebrate. It's Papa no a Showpromoter.
Godly Showpromoter's influence extends far beyond his own success, and as his voice grew stronger, so did his influence, lifting not only his own legacy, but paving the way for future generations of musicians.
You cannot count. Somebody like Afile now, if you say Afile will say Baba, Baba. You can't mention, there are too many. There are too many. There are too many. Can you just look at little musician Almanac now? There is nobody here that will say that he did not taste the goodness of Showpromoter. Nobody that will say that he did not taste the goodness of Showpromoter.
There were only 3 of them in this town at that very time. When I left Modebo, I played with Showpromoter for good 2 years before I become a star in this room. He made me to be a man. He showed me many things, showed me ways. He helped me for music, helped me for instruments.
Like me myself, Jereke, superstar, it don't help me many times. When I started playing music, when I never get instrument, I will run to Mr. Showpromoter and give me instrument. Start giving me stress. So we do that. Even apart from me, many people do go there. If you don't get up fire, you go there, we will give you. And those instruments, you cannot just get easily to rent from somebody. For you to get up from somebody to rent, it's very difficult. But if you can get it, you'll be very happy. If the person will even accept to give you up a fire, not to know how good that person is doing. So whenever we are searching for a guitar, or we don't have anything we want to use to put, he gave it to us. So it's a good man.
She is my senior brother. Anything at all for me, I don't hungry now. If anything that touching me that I don't money, then I come to him, brother. That's me. Any amount he have, he give me. That's how I do. All along since, I think how many times you have seen me today coming to him. It's my senior brother. Even today, in my house I live, he gave me my house where I live today. That is how he help people.
I was the first person he helped. He gave me most instrument to stand. And he helped Asagbo, he helped Afile, he helped Jereke, he helped most of the musicians in this Esan as a whole. We call him father. Anytime we go there, he make us to see that we see the light so that we cannot fall.
And all the Showpromoter now, but I all my brought musicians in the book up me with na. Somebody like Dr. Afile, who be Sonny, who be Showpromoter, or other brought up. Other be later Alasagbon. Showpromoter, or ye can be Hulina, nore Muhunike. Other be Joker Boy, on the Showpromoter na, or ye di Hulina, nore start. So till now, anyone say what praise of you adore your Showpromoter not either about become what they are today. So we won't give all the praises me.
When I got to Ilushi, I was having one boy, one of a good friend. When I got to Ilushi, he took me down to somebody. That man gave me instruments to be using. After some time, never up to about 3 months or 4 months, most of the boys and men in this town, they came and take it from me. I cried to Showpromoter. I said, Father, I don't know what to do again. Because I have shows at Grant that I cannot play now. All my instruments they have taken it away. I said, oh, I go there with my father. Tell my father, never worry. He will help me.
When I read the Bible music, all about the Godly Showpromoter na, onu bono so you always be involved. Ben me say bono na because oda yoria no can over instrument. It's not so kid abubu. So anybody na me again o kado ashishin. My any mainly I remember that time I didn't get the speaker we saw. The book the speaker by speaker. The book the amplifier we saw. ekamu no ba. Wisi so ki wege ni ayo imo. So kita cheni na ama yo oni mina or imwego or normal or that actual like musical instrument or that word there or so are ba or ki de what is set with when musician what the ekere. So most musicians in the room you dana. Oh no boss ni show motor amari o be like yo e kyo di na me ada go. Aki yo na kibina ere ba. It not till now. We as a job is on ayo we when we almost kire.
Show promoter. Oh mama rek pa woni boom boom. All the agua instrument in on a shenya. Many musicians say revi on Esan. Instrument. Okemu Advocacy. Okemu instrument ni ikedore bishi. Men oye mujana show promoter yere pa. Oh, every boom boom. No da rek pa. I can say eyo me la re bushi he. No se gbe the instrument even. Me aya shishin. Me boy miri. Me ole make a boy. Make it dummy on it. Now, but use on it food. Make it enjoy. They'll call the door at part. Okay, so I'm on again. You know, I mean, I'm on even.
Ebo great chamba yo baderena. Make me say jolly. Odaru biaja ni. Uro yo kinya. Make say joy abeda aba. Ebeze meda vai. Ore pano so megwano. Oda wo repa ba. And before me do that sun one repa, ogi ka lo da ebuke. So me di da ro ko mo da yo me se jo repa da nya be yo ru ne wo no do da yeru me. So me ki share that one of my friend mo oyeri bagmonya ala sago. Da mo ge mere wanya. Oni da jo disabore mesisi shubu muta. Abama. Ala rebe mo ashe. Magiseni on me vi na o wogu me no tamgwa wogu mo ne mori. Wase kamere ta. Shubu da yo godur pana o wo kare gba woke. Wo godur pana se de yesa bore pana. Ano bi shubu da. Omi gra do mi la funo seme. Bena do mi yeno seme. Nya de super de nya atimi afile na mi bale.
Then when we were growing, Daddy were having a buoyant everything. He then had reason. Say, let us start a second band. He make another second band. The first person that my daddy in my present offered an instrument, it was Sasoni Ben. Sasoni Ben, when my daddy gave him an instrument, it was raining. You know, human want is insatiable. After Sasoni Ben, our boy, when I record Tony Akuba, he was the bassist. My father brought him from Oloshi, Godly Showpromoter, to come and play bass with us. On the long run, then the father has an instrument. How the man we were driving from Benin, he met the man. Then the man called tell us saying I'm a musician, so we carried the man. Man tell us saying I'm a musician, but it's no longer raining as we were talking. Then on the long run, he then bring, but the man say he get picking where they call Tony Akuba, and I'm the name. So he then stay with us. My daddy rent us for him. So when we give instrument to Sonny Ben then make connection with that guy. That guy then went to go and bring his father's instrument. That is how Sonny Ben starts. Sonny Ben. So then, Jeleke now come. Jeleke beg us, we give Jeleke instrument. My daddy don't only have like 2 bands now, which is one for him, one for former Sonny Ben, one for Jeleke. Jeleke now come be follower. So Jeleke did not take the sister, see, make him a man. Then Alasagmo come. Alasagmo the operate follower. Where Alasagmo the operate follower, Alasagmo is the one that brought Afile to our house, Dr. Afile. So on the long run, my daddy I went to market. That time we do buy instruments in Benin. Then the man that is doing drum for us, they call it designer. He live at, what do they call this village? No, it's not a town. Dumos aside, Dumare. So my daddy went to go and buy instruments and arrange instrument for Afile, which is Otori. Then my daddy then assigned me with Afile. I was playing bass for Afile. So we then come to Rumi. When we come to Rumi, then I tell daddy, I don't grow. I want to start my life. So I start my life. And the Lord will bless me, prayed for me, give me some instrument He can give me. He cannot do everything. So I then I'll start my life and go up. So my brother Showpromoter is good.
Behind the music, success in businesses, and the fame, Godly Showpromoter's greatest support came from his wife, a woman whose strength and love were pivotal throughout his journey. In a tragic twist, she was taken from him in a brutal murder while preparing for their daughter's wedding.
It was at Obiaga I started my music. It was then I was at the age to marry. And I married this my late wife, Juliana Ojiebe. I married her. We were at Obiaga. Almost all my children, I born them at Obiaga. We were there. That's when I started moving. We were there together. It was after the death of my late father, 1995. Now I decided to come to Uromi. But I left Obiaga to Uromi here with my late wife. We were at Uromi here. We were together in this house here. So she was a lovely wife. She was very helpful to me. The life we were living then, other men and women, they always use me to compare. They will say, don't you see how Showpromoter and his wife living? Because you cannot understand us. If we are quarreling now, the moment somebody is coming in, that quarrel has just ended. We will not like anybody to know. That's why throughout our period of our living, I didn't beat her one day. She's a very hot woman anyway, but I know when she offends me, instead of us to be quarreling for people to come in or fighting for people to be coming in, I will just go out of the house. Then before I come back, she will come to me, she will be on her knees, begging me for forgiveness. I just forgive her. That's how we settle ourselves.
My sister loves his husband more than her, more than the man. He does not allow anybody to touch his husband. And the husband likewise don't allow anybody to intimidate her wife. There are some people now, they will be using a semi-detached woman to be intimidating their wife. I've never seen it in the presence of my master. That is what I'm still learning.
We started life together and we live together. To the best glory, whatever I have, whatever I am today, is me and her.
Because that woman was this man pillar. This man was his back. They do pari passu. They love each other. Nobody play with the man in the presence of the woman. Nobody play with the woman in the presence of the man.
And also loved by lovely mother. A good mother. The mother that know how to take care of children. But unfortunately, the painful aspect of it, he didn't live to take care, to eat the fruits of his labor, which is very painful.
Well, we were living here till when it was a glorious day, my first daughter was about to marry. And when my daughter was about to marry, that we arranged marriage, we arranged date for the marriage, and it was the marriage we were preparing for. that the wonderful incident happened, that they murdered her. She was murdered.
No death took my sister apart. That is life. The death that took my sister apart is a coincident death. It was a good loss matter. They killed my sister and put her for gutter. You understand? I shot there because she's a pillar of the palace. My mother is already late too, but she was now the senior and the mother of the house. They set us back. You understand?
She's the only woman that have children for me. I decided not to have other children from other women to join my children. Even to the present, to my present wife, I told her as far as she was having her children before, I will help her with her children. But I don't want any other person to born, including my late wife.
Ebache me ana okodo. Overcame. Ejen makore egbe. Be 2010. O makore mi egbe. Oda ole like me that time me like her. Oda le meta, me da me like her. Me ye lo so do me je me cab me bien na. Me da ri otama. Oda ye ole je lo so okuo. Ile o makore ani.
An entrepreneur at heart, Godly Showpromoter ventured into various businesses to support his family and community. From an ice cream business that brought joy to young, old alike, to ventures in movies and photocopying, he diversified his interests, always looking for new ways to contribute to the local economy.
So we have a different kind of scheme. We sell ice cream, we have boutique. He said that's like my daddy have time to invent something that is not yet in where he lives, in environment. So we have where we have an engine that they use to grind different kind of meat. Then apart from that, we still show film. In those days when they were seeing film cinema, they call him projector. We have different people that is working under him. After that one, we buy a machine. We grind cassava. We grind this, what do you call it, in our place. This maize and granules, when they mold, we grind it. We have a photostarting machine. Showpromoter buy the bicycle, which is Jolly Pop. You remember Jolly Pop? Fine ice cream.
At that time, I was selling records. I was the only person selling records in the whole Atujagi at that time. We were only 3 selling records in the whole Esan land at that time. Myself, Tosodo, and late Torture. Late Tosodo and Torture. We were only the peoples. Then later on, later Ibadi too, they are all late. So then at that time too, that was the time I bought the first photostaching machine that came to Esan land, because I was staying very close to the motor licensing office. So when I knew that they do photostat papers, so I just went and bought that photostating machine. So I taught that my late wife how to operate the machine. She was operating the machine, helping me to stay in the house to sell records. At the same time too, that I started selling ice cream. I started that ice cream called Wars Ice Cream. So I was appointed as a distributor from Bean company in Benin that time. So I go to Benin to bring not all these ice cream the girls said. I go to the company that time to bring all those ice creams. So I bought bicycles, about 10 bicycles for boys to be selling the ice creams and all these things. So and so forth. That's how in life I'll be on a struggling mode.
Promoter, how will you be boom boom? Showpromoter can ice cream. I don't know that will be a job. always scream. Always, how another television. Now he go now. Show promoter rent the canopy. Show promoter make canopy never rent. Why go and chair canopy now? Nanyo is a yellow one. Or say me canopy. Show promoter say, oh, be no sasa no. Look, be no remi dodo. Show promoter. Oh, be no say be no. Oh, you be no wo ekikwe be wo. According to money, I tell me go show promoter or sabo when I reckon you go.
Education has always been close to Godly Showpromoter's heart, understanding its power to transform lives. He has been an advocate for education.
Showpromoter, oye tete, oye school sesi. Showpromoter, oye school. All that you learning that I hear on my school. Imi showpromoter, you know showpromoter ware you school rivo. Eja on my school say showpromoter on my school say.
All I know about him, he like brainiac children. Children that is very clever, that is talented, that like education. Love them so much. If you know how to do education, well, if you have the ability to go to school, my father is ready for that. He loves them so much. He can even allow you to read without doing anything in the house.
It's a very big advice to all human beings on earth that there is nothing like an education. It is very important to go to school. So that my early education, it favored me much. Even I was not as wise then. If not, I think I may not have even done something like music if I had known the importance of education as I know it now, as at that time. No, nothing would have moved me away from going to school to the highest level, because I discovered education is the best profession. Anything you are doing, that it is good for somebody to be educated. And that's why I grow much interest. I tried as much as possible to see that all my children, they must go to school. Because I later on realized the importance of education, although at a late time, and it helps me much. So that was even one of the advantages that makes me to be the outbring of music in Esan land.
Showpromoter is a person or don't mean music. The most important way my life even born or that a training more. Or why you're not okay, we musician. When I before your musicians in every got their arrogance. At that time, or every music or we got and other you're of other mama barrow givuha. So the one thing my like boy, even say many, my mama have you sent by about job boy. They say only over in no job boy, or you see who, or you see a fee. Me as a boy, me the only a son in never bought, but I'm not only about that training more. All these children, they are educated, they are graduates. So only achievement now one bona. I will be no the best investment in life today is to educate your child.
In fact, all I will say about that one is very important to go to school. And I am advising all men is you try as far as possible to train their children. Education first is the key of life. Yes.
Over the years, Godly Showpromoter has produced many beloved songs that resonate with people across Esan and beyond. His music became a soundtrack for generations, and some of his hits remain favorites among fellow artists. who find inspiration in his melodies and lyrics.
In my top 5 Godly Showpromoter music, Mr. John Okoduwa. The first one is Ọmọ Ire Ọ̀kìrá Yọ Sábàlì. Ọ̀kìrá mẹ́ o, ọ̀kìyọ́ sẹ́mà rèé. Usenobula Naba, Ejima Biyo Maybe. The other one is Etanome Dome, Etanome Odome, Etanome Odome Noroviere. Imeno Boriwo, Beje Mayo Moye, Etanome. That was my daddy track. Then the other one, Evolo ni Mupano. Eyone Muwe Nowhere. Arwelolo ni tan le loloa. Ọ̀rẹ́ làgbèdé náà jọ̀wọ́ sẹ́mẹ̀. Ayé ọ́ ni tan àlè ọ̀há. Ọ̀rẹ́ òpúgbọ̀n náà sọ̀wọ́ sẹ́mẹ̀. Ìdásí kò sẹ́láwo ìyá àgbọ̀n o. Ọ̀nà dé ọ̀dẹ rọ̀nà ló wé gbé. Ìlú èmi náà sẹ́yìn mi abẹ́dó. A kò hàmẹ́ ní rẹ̀ rọ̀nà ta. So the other one is Shokoloko Banko She. Now you watch Shokoloko Banko She. Everyone vale bachile me. Isoche emoji. Isoche mazen. Isoche mawaoge. Ona wogi yeli no. Ona wogi yeli ba. I know my name o. Na Showpromoter. I know my name o. You understand? So we have many.
The first album I played, I entitled it that time Shokoloko Bangoshi, in which I expressed my feelings. I'm Showpromoter, I'm not Shokoloko Bangoshi. The difference is clear. Then I have another popular album I played, which was God's Creator. It was a very popular album too. But the most popular album, and which people took to be the best, even myself, I was not taking it to be my best. But I discovered it was people's best choice, because it's a reflection to the life we have today. That was ungrateful people. Initial witness, everyone were pa edayen lenye. We are pa ufo. It be honest.
Je peux t'assurer que là je aucun noir ejimen dereva. Je peux t'assurer ayomo oyan. Je peux t'assurer que là je ibata na Jesu deli.
Like all the music in it, when Joe Moda must stream music in a boom boom. I'm must stream music in a boom boom. Where music no so me am like it for. Quite all the case so then me man like me that pattern my own ya. Oh last one now. Other tell na no time me o. Other tell na the other job money go. You know time me o other tell o money go. Ye jana nya. No time we ada Tony. Ye bet ego imemi, bet omo imemi. Akimeri na go da mo. We da mo ego where I train no. Ono money. Oni be chori ago da we go dalo. So that is sulo pada da you know kire sulo ze so that you hani mu pa no one movement no we arwelo ni tan lo a erupo ga no jowo se me o e mo yeso ni.
To those who know him, Godly Showpromoter is not just an artist but a humble, kind, and generous person. Friends and fans alike speak of his warmth, his down-to-earth nature, and his unwavering loyalty to those he cares about.
Showpromoter mama kena ho. Na me ke ko Showpromoter wada re wan no talo. Eke one keni mo oye mo ko ele. Emi mama le like on okbani ya show promoter. Oi Daniel. Oi si cigar. Oi si taba. Show promoter. In your living be ohan sanobla. Emi no wo ohan sanobla we lo.
Represent that like Oi Daniel. Oi Daniel si cigar. Et ni le varzin et dame ma like oi mi en bébé. Oi beaucoup. Oi beaucoup. Oi degbere. E bor ori hepebo. O hepo no de no guano e job o hepo. Oi beaucoup.
My father, and sometimes my father can give you money, knowing that the money is not complete. He will tell you that he has complete. You will count it over and over again. He will tell you that he has complete. Later, he will now laugh and complete it for you.
Showpromoter doesn't drink. The highest thing he will take if you want to manage it with you is malt or mineral. He love water more than any other thing. He use natural. He have never smoked in my presence. He have never drink anything alcohol in my presence. For many years, over 18 years when I deal with her, he never take anything alcohol. Even when we are at the stage, the rest boys, he will give them money to go and groove themselves. He will just take water, come to stage and satisfy everybody and enter his motor and go. The person on my nigga na your abolition na wa gbo o se sakan aki are si cigar are danyo are muni hu awane baro lo akati are on the akati ihe no gbe borolo so mu wo hun mo wo mi.
I know him as a talented man, a man of wisdom, a man that can turn 1 naira to 10 naira, a man that knows how to plan, a man that knows how to invest, a secret man, a man that even when he have millions, you can never know. He know how to use it well. I call him Igbo man. He has wisdom of planning.
To mark 50 incredible years in the music industry, Godly Showpromoter celebrated his golden jubilee, a testament to his legacy and lasting impact on Nigerian music.
Abba, Chief, Godly Showpromoter, Super Dance Band of Africa, today is celebrating his golden jubilee on stage as a musician. And by the grace of God, he has added +1 to his age, and the children and the entire family and his household has stood firmly behind him to celebrate him, to give him a record, to give him an encomium, and to celebrate him as God in his finished message is life to witness this golden jubilee and his birthday anniversary. To God be the glory once again on behalf of the performing musicians, Uma and the palace chiefs here present this afternoon and the entire Uromi at large, and Esan in general. We appreciate you all. We welcome you all as we celebrate Chief Osemiri of Uromi Kingdom. May God bless you all.
That's Joker man. Somebody call the Joker boy and arrest him. Joker man.
Friends, family, and fans gathered to pay tribute, celebrating not only his career but the profound influence he's had on their lives.
Mother de ballet gong on the Minori. Round there, I mean Malunani Amagborofo, on Akibo Shoburo, Uro Mada Remino Gianni. Uro Mada Remino Gianni. I mean, I can have the whole Nigeria, I can have the whole war. Mother de ballet gong on the Gongona or a Toki Kaibo. Oh, Juromo, a Toki Kali, Ekamo, a Toki Kali.
After 50 years now, I don't want to say that. All I don't see was Coco. Getting a motor boy, or then yet a boy. The millionaire. Also, all the other says on the Bugesa. I don't really want. Somebody buy. Okay, talkie, Kaloki, Darebo.
Arasa, Batelu Wessa.
I got to Bahu.
Ebia Sunuvera, I was okay. Who went one attack?
I'm a member of that. Sado Blapulu. Oh, of the Messi Gonga. Manuro missions. You don't matter around Bono Farmer Boja. When I have it, I don't know whether I have Mono Famoja. I'm more Famaboja. But then, that took a no Kakaki. Also, room, the whole son of Yuko River. Round the Godly Showpromoter.
Are you okay?
I'm very, very happy. I'm very happy with the crowd, with the turnover, with their performances. I give thanks and glory to Almighty God. It's a very successful occasion. Thank you very much. Yes, as regards that, there are many things. Number one, I have to give thanks and glory to Almighty God. If you sleep and wake, that's a mystery, and that is a sort of jubilation. Talk less, for the period I'm talking about for the past 50 years, God has trained me, has retained my children. I thank God for that. And through my music, I'm able to have my house, I'm able to get my car. I'm able to train my children. I give thanks and glory to Almighty God. Yes, the message I'm going to send to everybody is whatever you are doing, be serious of. There is no profession, there is no work that is bad. Whatever you are doing, you take proper care of it, and you try to work hard for it, for the benefit of it. Because you reap what you sow. Yeah. Thank you very much. I'm grateful. Thank you. Wabu. Wabu.
That is one of the best of its kind today in Ulume. As our daddy asked of Swan.